In this week's Teen Talk, one parent asks, summer has arrived, and I know after 2 weeks, my 3 teens are experiencing either boredom or too much screen time. We are going to avoid that this year by applying more structure. What is your advice on teens and balancing summer schedules? Here to help us tackle this one, family therapist Jane Marks.
Balancing summer schedules.
That's what it's all about, huh?
It is, and the win in a situation like this is that when parents and teens collaborate on structure, it makes such a big difference in terms of reducing stress and avoiding risky behavior. You know, we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
So where do the place to start is to make a collaborative start. Both you and your teenagers should figure out a schedule that includes relaxation as well as what we call value experiences. And what we mean by values experiences is that you can work on a schedule with structured and unstructured things and experiences that have an outcome. Like, for example, like a community garden. You know, if you have your team work on a community garden, they develop relationships with the people, you've got a product, the outcome, where's the food going to? It just becomes a win-win for both the teens and the parent as well. So the third thing that you want to look at is that teens and tweens who are not able to work in these kinds of situations, if your teen is, for example, is between the ages of 11 and 14, that is such a tough time. You look for experiences like STEM camps or science camps and things that they're not going to be exposed to. And they won't think, well, I'm going to a young kids camp. Now for high school students, you look for free opportunities or free public lectures, free comic skips, free tastings, free game apps, free outdoor events. And again, you put the schedule together. Now some schools, like some universities, will allow students to come in and audit classes, so that's a good thing to look into. And even in that age, from 11 to 14 as well as teenagers.
Gotcha. Now,
digitally, it is important to be engaged with your teens and to be savvy about social media use. We talk about this all the time, but here's what you can do. Again, we're talking about collaboration. You create playlists. You can binge watch together. You can share podcasts together. And this way you frame the social media time. It's because it's critical you look at that.
just not just so much.
No
handle to
and
it,
parents. Be sure, number 5, make sure you've got those privacy settings in place for social, it's critical for cybersecurity as well as safety. Again, this is the most risky behavior we see when it comes to social media. It comes in the summertime. And there is a book called Online Safety Workshop for those parents who just are not as skilled in it. Just go get the book.
It can help them out a lot,
Absolutely.
It's a exciting time for the kids, but as we were saying earlier, for the parents, they're like, oh, what am I going to do with you? Keep you active and involved throughout the summer.
I think the most important thing is to collaborate. Now there are other things that you can get involved with. Like I tell parents, listen, create a neighborhood experience, like create a Chopped experience where you include all the neighbors and a competition among them, and try a new sport. Make sure every 2 or 3 weeks you try a new sport. Now you may hate it, like for a good one, pickleball. How many parents are going to go out there and play pickleball with their teens? These are the kinds of things that are interesting and they're high STEM for teens because I think, what is this?
You got to try something because summer is so long. As always, thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
We're back after this. Stay with us.